Hello dear friends, and it's Yuri Chetkov, and again I want to make one more video about the golf performance and the golf statistics, this subject which is highly important in my opinion to make our game better and better, because sometimes our attention is concentrating on the most that most interesting and most impressive subject of the golf game. It's the long game and the distance game, but the value of our game and our scoring depends mostly from the game inside 100 yards. The idea to make this video coming from the rare reading of the very famous book Dave Pelz Short Game Bible, and the chapter 1, the score count in golf, is starting from very interesting opinions of the David Pelz. Who cares about score? 9.1, defining the scoring game. I just will read some words from this book for that better attention to this subject. In golf, how we play inside of 100 yards is the prime determinant of how you score. I don't say this play completely determines our game score, golf score. Just that it is the most significant factor when it comes to writing numbers on your scorecard. I base this statement on more than 23 years of studying golfers and compiling data which show that 60% to 65% of all golf shots occur inside 100 yards of the hole. More important, about 80% of the shots golfers lose to par occur inside 100 yards. Those results led me to focus on what happens inside 100 yards, what I call the scoring game, to concentrate my teaching there and to found the Dave Pelz scoring game schools. So, for me it was very interesting to understand have situations changed from those times or not, because the distance has become much more longer than they were before that, but what changes will happen during this time. So I have taken the results of the Houston Open 2020-2021 season, and it's not so highly important what exactly kind of tournaments we will have from the PGA Tour, but it's more important that anyway in these tournaments it was quite an interesting situation, because the Carlos Ortiz, he is perfect player, but he's not among the exactly strongest players all over the golf. In this connection, he was the winner, and we can value his skills much more higher than average for the tour, but not on the highest level. From the highest level we have Dustin Johnson, who was on the third position in this tournament, and who lost 2 strokes to the leader, to the winner, Carlos Ortiz. And plus that, we will analyze the golfer whose performance is also very good and better than average in the tour, Cameron Smith from Australia, who was on the 67th position in this tournament. So he have made a cut thanks to the first day results, but he was not so good in the all other days, in the second, third and fourth day of these tournaments, when he have played from 75 to 76. And I'm calculating exactly the percentage what the David Pelz have taught us, 60-65%. What was happened and what was changing during this time. So, if we will take stat analysis from the Carlos Ortiz, we will find that in day 4, for example, he have made 65 strokes total shots. From them, 34 strokes were shots inside 100 yards. So the percentage of shots inside 100 yards was 52.31%. And the shots from distance more than 100 yards, the total number was 31. In this connection, we can see that relationships with the David Pelz have talked about a little bit change for the best golfers, but they have changed. It's changed maybe for average for 12%. And in day 3, he have played 37 strokes shots inside 100 yards. The total number was 67, and it was 55% of total number of strokes. And we can see that this day he was even better in the shots number more than 100 yards, because he have played just 30 yards from 30 shots from this distance. But the total his total score was not so good as in the fourth day. It was 67. So this way we can analyze the figures for his performance during all 4 days, and as a result of all 4 days we will find that the total shots which were made the number was 267 strokes, and the shots inside 100 yards were 142, and the percentage of the shots inside 100 yards was 53%. And we have the same figures for the Dustin Johnson, and here we can also analyze his figures, and we will find that in the total performance he have lost 2 strokes totally to the Carlos Ortiz, and he was for 1 stroke better in the long game for the shots, not long maybe, but shots for more than 100 yards, not in short game. But he was 3 strokes not so good as the Carlos Ortiz in the short game inside 100 yards. In this connection, we will see that all advantage which the winner received during this tournament were achieved from exactly the game inside 100 yards. Certainly we need to say that the number of the strokes inside 100 yards depending from the approaching, because the Pelz in his books later on his pages is writing that in many cases results depends from the achieving a number of the strokes for which golfers are achieving 1 feet to hole, because from the distance 1 feet to hole, professionals are making approximately 50 probability of the first putt. 1 putt on these holes from this distance is approximately 50%. In this connection, from the distance, for example, in 12 yards, 12 feet, the probability will be less than 25%. So it's decreasing very quickly from the distance 8 feet. In this connection, certainly results in many cases is depending from the approaching also, but I will make me video about approaching proximity after that, because this video will be too long if we will concentrate on this also in this component of the game. I think that it's reasonable to concentrate exactly on the game inside 100 yards. And we also need to take a look for the Cameron Smith, who was not so highly successful as we have talked about before that, and his difference to the winner were just 2 strokes, but he was 2 strokes better than the winner in the shots from the distance more than 100 yards. He have made total number 123 shots from distances more than 100 yards, and the winner Carlos Ortiz have made 125 strokes from shots from those distances. But in the component of the short game inside 100 yards, Cameron Smith was 30 strokes. He have lost 30 strokes against the Carl Ortiz, and 27 strokes against Dustin Johnson. So all his performance were coming mostly, and his scoring were coming mostly from the game inside 100 yards. And his percentage is close to the figures of 60%, on which David Pelz have talked about in his book. So the total number of his score was 295 strokes, and the Carlos Ortiz 267. So the difference was 28 strokes. In this connection, it's reasonable to make a summary, which is talking us that for good golfers who are finishing on the first positions, the percentage of the shots inside 100 yards is very close to 50%. And second, and for the golfers who are making cuts but have not so good results in the tournaments, who was in the money but not better than that, the percentage of shots inside 100 yards is very close to 60%, approximately 58%, and all difference is coming exactly from this difference in 5% between the winners and the golfers who have made a cut. And this difference is amazingly important. In this connection, we need to spend more and more time for our training from the distances inside 100 yards. I hope that this video will be the strong motivation for you to make your training process, that more managed by your scoring performance than by the pleasure which you are receiving from the long game mostly. So thanks a lot for your attention. I hope to see you on my channel, and I will be thanks a lot if you will stay your comments with ideas about the, that your ideas, any ideas which you will decide interesting and useful for the, for researching and for the making new videos. Thank you very much. I hope to see you on my channel, and I wish you to have a good golf in the next days, and next week we will have the master week, and have a good master, have a good game, have a good golf. Bye bye.